Hey guys, today we're doing more TierZoo. It's bird tier list time. Let's go. That was mean. That was so mean. What the f— Oh no. I swore in the first
one of the most
40 seconds.
playable
No!
classes in the game, with a huge number of successful builds and tons of cool strategies. However, some of these—
Hey, I'm gonna be real. My interest in birds is like subterranean. It doesn't exist. This one to this series to me, I don't care for. But I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised. I'm hoping this broadens my horizons into a whole new type of animal, maybe, other than orangutans and doggos.
strategies have clearly been more successful than others. So today we'll be going over the bird tier list to see which bird ranks highest. But before we get into looking at specific bird builds, let's do an overview of the basic attributes and special abilities the bird faction has access to, as well as a quick
sharing
rundown
fruit?
of the history of the bird faction.
Okay. Okay, I got my answer. No, they're not. They're definitely not sharing food. See, when I think of birds, I think of pigeons. I just fucking hate them. They're just pests. They're just pests with wings. I don't want anything bad to happen to pigeons, but I just don't fucking care for them or like them.
So birds are one of the newer factions in the game, joining the game's
That's not a
roster
bird, that's a
during the latter part of
dinosaur.
the Mesozoic expansion.
Oh.
They began
They're so dumb. So dumb.
as an
Okay,
offshoot of the dinosaur
sorry.
faction that was specifically adapted
Wait,
to
is that
arboreal
a
gameplay.
crow
But
dog?
when the devs dropped the Cenozoic balance
Yeah,
patch,
good arc.
these small avians were the only dinosaurs not to be hit by the banhammer. Fast forward to today's meta, and birds are one of the most successful factions in the game, owing this
Are
success
they
to
though?
a handful of
Wait, no. Are they that successful? Because, I mean, they don't have opposable thumbs, they don't have big brains, they're not the most dominant life form on the planet, they don't have cars, they don't have the internet, they don't have, technology, tools, they can't use tools, I'd say humans have got are the most, successful life form on the planet, bar none. It doesn't matter about numerous. I know there are many animals that outnumber us like 10 to 1. Fucking ants, for instance. I'm talking about most successful and most dominant on the life on the planet. That's us. That's us, baby. Number one.
powerful, unique abilities, in addition to the obvious flying attribute. First of which is their beak. Now, beaks were not an entirely new ability for the reptile player base.
What is?
But birds
I know
went
what
far
that is, but
deeper
what was
into
that
the
big
beak skill
fucking
tree than
chicken?
most dinosaurs ever had, with many bird players opting for extremely
Oh
specialized
no. I'm pretty sure that's a fucking. Is that a swan? I think it's a swan. Swans are fucking assholes. They're such dicks. I don't care. I fucking hate swans. I'll go on record and say I fucking hate swans. They're assholes.
to give them an edge in specific scenarios.
Leave
However,
them alone.
even the
He's just
basic beak
chilling.
offers plenty of advantages. While their
Oh
lack
my
of
god,
teeth
do you ask
does
your
mean
trouble?
they deal reduced damage with their bite attack, birds can be far more accurate with their pecking attacks, enabling them to hit weak points or secure grabs on smaller
Get
targets.
it! Get the snake!
Such
Get the
as the
snake! Kill the
thin hurt
snake!
box of a snake.
Kill the
Beaks
snake!
also offer moderate protection, potentially reducing
What the
headshot
fuck
damage
is that
and nullifying
beak?
imprecise counterattacks. Beaks also
What is
offer some of
that?
the best
What the
stab
fuck?
type damage in the game, which, when used accurately, can deal massive damage on crit. Beaks are
Holy
also
shit!
excellent tools for dealing with parasites. In fact, they're so good that oftentimes other less dexterous players will party up with bird support players in order to have a better matchup against parasites.
Wait,
Feathers
really?
are also a unique and powerful trait exclusive to
Wait. So they have like a. I'm guessing it's not all, obviously, and it's only with some types of animals. They have like a symbiotic relationship with other animals. That's actually kind of
birds
interesting.
that provides excellent cold protection without causing the user to become too over-encumbered to fly. Feathers also offer pretty substantial defense against crush-type attacks.
There's no way. There's no way they survive a fucking Spooder bite. Not Spooder, fucking. What do you guys call them? Danger noodles. That's it. No way they survive a fucking danger noodle bite with just feathers. Ain't no
which
way.
is especially important to birds because of their hollow bones trait. Hollow bones are another ability meant to synergize with the flying
really?
playstyle. Now, a common misconception is that
Wait! I'm so sorry. I keep pausing it. It's almost like it's a past video. I'm just constantly bombarded with new information. They have hollow bones. Excuse me. What? That's a thing. There's no marrow.
Bird bones are hollow in order to reduce equipment load, but actually they're hollow in order to let bird players fill them with air, which grants them a massive boost to their maximum stamina. Without this, it'd be extremely tough for a bird to fly for any significant period of time.
Okay, my question has been answered. That makes a lot of sense now that I think about it, yeah, because bones can be heavy.
Of course, is that a broken bone not only deals serious damage, but also potentially reduces the player's maximum stamina by a huge margin. So a bird player will need all of the blunt damage defense it can get. And speaking of blunt damage, the bird's lower bone density means the bird's own blunt force strikes, like wing attacks, also deal reduced damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they don't do shit, right?
Ones that can best capitalize on the strengths of their class, while mitigating potential weaknesses. That about covers the basics, so let's get into
I'm sorry, that was so freaking adorable. I need to see that again. Just the way they dance.
While mitigating potential
weaknesses. Look at him go, look at him dance.
That about covers the basics, so let's get into the tier list. At the bottom of the tier list, we have two flightless bird builds.
Hey, no, they're not bomb. Okay, they're... Fuck, I'm trying to think of a way. I'm trying to think of something. I'll come back to that one.
The same glaring weakness.
They're not
These
bomb.
are the kiwi and kakapo. Kiwis are hilarious.
Kakapo, I don't
the
care.
Same faction as ostriches, emus, and cassowaries.
Yeah,
For some
there's
reason,
no
they
way.
opted to give up the flight ability, but didn't use the extra available skill points to spec into gigantism like the rest of their squad.
Yeah, it's like being missed out.
Can literally only exist on island servers where there is no active mammal player base, aka New Zealand. The kakapo is a flightless version of the
Right, so you can only live in New Zealand. Oh, a fate worse than death. I realized I just pissed off so many New Zealanders in chat. Wait, no, Australia's worse. But you motherfuckers in Australia, you like that. You enjoy being in Australia. I don't.
Parrot,
You're built different.
Parrots are
You're so built different.
Bird builds, the flightless weakness is too glaring to ignore. Due to invasive species like rats and cats establishing a presence on island servers, both of these flightless bird builds are seeing major declines in their player base, and I would not be surprised if they all ended up switching mains. Flight is just too strong an ability to pass up, which brings me to the next build on my tier list.
It seems like... okay, I was literally about to say, like, a bird without flight seems ridiculous, and then they show a fucking ostrich, or whatever, a ratatices, or whatever the fuck this is called. It's an ostrich.
I see what these builds were going for. Being giant could potentially make up for the lack of flight, but in practice this didn't quite pan out. While these are technically the strongest birds in terms of base power and defensive stats, for their weight class they are woefully underpowered. They're one of the few megafauna builds that can be taken down by cheetahs, when they should.
I'm sorry, how is an ostrich megafauna? Megafauna is like an elephant, right? Like huge, gigantic. I know this is big for a bird, but like it ain't that big, teeth. I know it's bigger than a person, but it's still not. I wouldn't call it mega. I call an elephant mega, a rhino mega.
Be able to completely annihilate cheetahs with their powerful claws. Their huge weak point presents a lot of opportunity for counterattack too.
Be nice to the elephant, you piece of shit.
They're setting themselves up for a tough loss. Lastly, the fact that they are.
Oh my god, that was brilliant! Holy shit! Sorry, I'm not a fan of birds, so like that was hilarious to me. It's the elephant fucking choking it out.
If they ever get too bold, they're setting themselves up for a tough loss.
I shouldn't laugh, but you've got to admit that's funny.
On the ground forces them into an even more vulnerable position than most birds, as ratite eggs are extremely valuable as loot.
Oh, ratite! Is it fucking Ratata from Pokemon?
Even for high-tier builds. So for ostriches, emus, and cassowaries, this is a huge hurdle. Next on the tier list, we have the Hummingbird. This build specs purely into mobility and just about nothing else, and as a result, is the only bird build with full 360-degree movement, similar to a dragonfly.
Yeah, they're fucking weird how they move.
Extremely small size enables the Hummingbird to very quickly change direction mid-flight, allowing it to easily dodge attacks and fly around obstacles. More importantly, it allows the Hummingbird to access nectar, which is an extremely valuable source of energy that's normally inaccessible to birds, since birds are usually too heavy to land on flowers and not agile
Look at
enough
the
to
fly
access
go.
nectar mid-flight. This all sounds great, but the hummingbird also has two very serious weaknesses. The first is pretty obvious. They have no combat prowess at all, and any attack they fail to dodge will send them right back to the character select screen. But in addition to that, the insane energy cost of their flight ability, combined with their total lack of fat storage, means hummingbirds will run out of stamina very quickly if they can't constantly find food. To me, this is a high-risk, high-reward strategy where the risk far outweighs the reward, so I have to place them in F tier.
That's fair, that's fair.
At the bottom of D tier, we have the Pigeon. The Pigeon build does
these fucking things deserve to be like a sub-basement tier, like not even F tier, like below F tier.
Critical flaws, but they're held back by mediocre stats.
It's the raspberry rings.
In particular, the Pigeon is sorely lacking in any combat-focused stat, like power or defense. They'd be best in cities where their excellent navigation ability grants them an...
You know you're absolutely dog shit when you get wrecked by a fucking turtle, one of the slowest animals on the planet. Yes, they have a tremendous bite, I know, but they're slow as shit. It's not exactly like it's gonna sneak up on you. Bro.
Extra bit of safety by nesting among high-rises in loot-rich locations. But even in cities, Pigeon players tend to be the main source of XP for higher-tier predators. Plus, if you're just looking to play a bird build that's good at looting cities, there are better options available anyway.
Seagull every time, yeah?
The Peacock build is another generally
Wait, we went over these ones. These are also like F tier, like sucking birds, right?
Build with high HP but little else to rely on. It does, however, have one of the highest intimidation proficiency bonuses in the game, gaining a massive buff to all intimidation checks when its eye spot feather ability is activated. As impressive as its ability is, the Peacock's actual attacks do very little damage. So any player able to resist being frightened will have a pretty easy win.
Look at them stamping around each other.
The display also blocks vision behind itself, making a stealth approach by a third-party attacker extremely easy. And while they can escape by flying, the feathers of a peacock are so heavy that getting airborne takes a bit longer than most birds, which can be the difference between dodging or dying when under attack.
No, it's dead. It's so fucked.
The Flamingo that one's is a bit of an AFK class. Very minimal skills actually required to pilot this build. They opted to spec.
Honestly, I actually like them. Like, they look interesting.
The filter feeding ability, meaning all they really need to do to gain experience and progress their character is pick a random spot in the lake bed and start digging around with their beak, scoring free wins against things like snails and shrimp. However, when faced with a challenge from any player anywhere near its size,
what the fuck is going on with its fucking neck, bro? What? Oh, is that like a fish, like, in its gullet? Bruh.
This build totally falls apart. They rely on water to impede the approach of predators in order to give them time to escape when attacked. However, this doesn't always work. Their pathetic defensive stats mean they go down in 1 or 2 hits, and their slow flight start means that oftentimes players will have time to rush them down even when they're in the water. This is an easy build to rack up a bunch of experience with, but also a very easy build to defeat if you know their weaknesses.
Great! Go in bird, purely because they are the best meat. I don't want to hear it in chat, okay? Chicken is the best meat, bar none. Yes, I said it. I know this is a controversial take. I've had many controversial takes before. I will have many again. Chicken is like my favorite kind of meat. Yes, even above red meat. Even above red meat. Even above steak, I would have chicken.
Often compared to the T-Rex to exemplify how far the dinosaur faction has fallen.
What? Wait, what? There's no way this thing is related to a T-Rex. No, I refuse to believe that.
I don't disagree that chickens are indeed Foxy. While they aren't anywhere near as totally helpless as the kiwi or kakapo, they're still a
pretty helpless though.
Statted bird that lacks the ability to fly for any extended distance. They can certainly hold their own against most similarly sized opponents, but with poor escape options and no unique abilities, this build faces an uphill battle against most opponents.
Oh my god, you're so bad.
I shouldn't say no unique abilities. But to be honest, their fast respawn rate kinda backfired on them due to humans using the factory farming strategy.
Oh.
Next in
wait. So chickens have like the highest and the fastest reproductive cycle then? Question mark?
We have the Vulture build, the tankiest variant of the Raptor
carrion
subclass.
eaters. Oh.
A good tank build needs to be able to accomplish two things. The first is area denial.
They're carrion, they're gross.
A few of them can easily lock down a carcass, one of the most contested points of interest you'll ever see on the map. They can do this because of their large size and acidic projectile attack.
Wait, what? What? Since when did- wait. Legitimately, I had no idea they have fucking acid spit. What?
Tank must be good at is shrugging off hits, and this is where vultures fall short.
Their
thick feathers usually shield them completely from smaller attacks, but because of their hollow bones, force can easily crush their defenses and take them down.
You're dead, bro. You're dead. You're dead.
So while they can defend a carcass from hordes of smaller scavengers, they don't have much counterplay towards bigger, more aggressive brawlers.
Oh, a hyena. Is there always a Star Wars Battlefront, like, little, like, meme in all of his videos? I'm noticing a pattern.
The Woodpecker build spent the bulk of their evolution points optimizing and perfecting the peck attack, both in power and efficiency, with one goal in mind.
Bro.
To be able to hit insect players through cover. Burrowing is one of the safest, most effective ways insect players can avoid combat. But the Woodpecker absolutely demolishes this strategy.
God, that's disgusting. I'm sorry, it's a bug, it's disgusting.
Having a powerful beak that's highly effective at drilling through wood also just means you've got a super sharp beak.
Okay, actually, thinking of it, guys, I remember a lot of you in the comments was like, why do you hate reptiles? I prefer reptiles over bugs or insects. I will give reptiles that. And I really don't like reptiles, they creep me out. But I would rather, like, see and have to like be around reptiles than bugs or insects. Bar nothing.
Highly effective as a general purpose weapon. One of the main
Nephew, why do you hate bugs so much?
Is that pecking at wood gives the woodpecker's location away, alerting more powerful
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
While it's in the middle of pecking and is distracted. One particular woodpecker build, the toucan, opted to spec
these cool. Okay, these ones are actually fucking cool just because of the orange. Purely because orange. I'm not even kidding, because orange.
And an even more powerful beak, which, while less useful for attacking insects through the wood, is still extremely powerful for PvP. All in all, interesting strategy.
Oh wait, really?
By no means flawless, but definitely has some solid strengths.
Wait, because I thought this thing was meant for like mating purposes, right? That's what I was always like the assumption, like they used it from like it was like to attract a mate or whatever.
So I know I've been pretty hard on flightless birds up until now.
Okay, penguins
so you
are cool.
Might be surprised to see me rate penguins as upper mid tier rather than low tier. The difference is penguins actually swapped out their wings for an arguably equally viable alternative, flippers, which essentially allow them to fly through the water with incredible agility. This gives them a downright broken matchup against fish. However, this strategy is pretty much only viable on servers where there are no land-based predators that penguins would still need to worry about. So if for whatever reason a few polar bears ever spawn in the Antarctic server, it's kind of game over for that entire build. The predators they have to contend with in the water are even more dangerous, and while their agility does help them dodge attacks, ultimately it's still a totally one-sided matchup. Their strategy is pretty cool and actually fairly dominant due to limited competition, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the entire penguin player base collapse if the devs ever add new DLC in the form of an Antarctic land predator.
Please, we need seals. I want to see videos with seals, and I love seals. The baby seals especially, they're just little meatballs. They're just little meatballs. Little balls of blubber and fluff, and they're just cute as fuck. If you haven't seen, type in my baby seal and you'll know what I mean.
Or even if they just buff the land mobility of the leopard seal. Still, top of C tier is a respectable position for a flightless bird.
Okay.
At the bottom of B tier we have the Goose. I've got an entire video dedicated to the Goose build, but in short, the Goose has solid base stats, including above average hit points. However, its abysmal power stat leads it to rely heavily on intimidation to secure territory.
I was gonna say, I thought Goose were like kind of fucking like useless, like they've got nothing. Then again, I kind of think that about most birds. Quite honestly, now that I think about it more in depth, I feel like Yeah, most birds, and I think about them, I'm just like, yeah, they've got nothing going for them. They're just a bird.
This can be unbelievably effective at times, and it's not uncommon to see top-tier predators flee an encounter that they easily could have won.
There ain't no way a tiger's running from a goose.
Is that if the goose's opponent resists being frightened, the goose will be wide open to a punishing counterattack. In addition, the goose's weak spot is...
Bro got laid the fuck out. I'm surprised it didn't break its neck. What the fuck are you doing attacking all horses, bro?
It's easily exploitable by intelligent players, so careless aggression tends to be the goose's biggest strength and biggest weakness at the same time. All in all, still a surprisingly effective strategy. The Heron put a huge amount of evolution points into maxing out the puncture damage it can deal with.
I thought it said something else, chat. My bad.
Herons have one of the highest damage pecks of any bird, and frequently one-hit their targets, even those with scale armor like large fish and juvenile crocodiles. The effectiveness of their piercing attack is amplified by their long neck, which gives their attacks a deceptively long range, giving their strikes an almost cobra-like flash to them. They have downright oppressive matchups against fish, amphibians, and all other small aquatic builds. One vulnerability they do have is that their flight ability has a lot of startup, making it a bit less reliable as an escape option if they do happen to get ambushed. Still, it's certainly not terrible. Another weakness is that their long neck presents a bit of a weak point, making lunging forward with repeated pecking attacks a bit risky if you get too predictable about it. Good players will be able to punish careless lunges quite hard. In high B tier, we have the Falcon, a raptor build that...
I'm sorry, it's so... Maybe this is just me, but like, it's just so funny when they get like their heads caught and they're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
To defeat its opponents using speed and superior maneuvering rather than actual power. Falcons actually have a below average power stat for a raptor, and don't deal particularly high damage in close combat. Their talons are pretty small compared to hawks, owls, and eagles, and so instead of slashing and stabbing with their claws, Falcons actually punch with their feet to disorient...
What happened there? It disoriented the ducky?
And so
Might attack a ducky.
And stabbing with their claws.
Again, I did not see what the fuck happened. That just got laid the fuck out from nothing.
Actually punch with their feet to disorient or concuss their target.
Holy shit.
And then finish the fight with their more powerful beak. In
that
the right
poor
situation,
ducky.
This can deal absolutely massive damage, enough to one-shot a mid-sized target at full HP. The drawback of this strategy is that Falcons can only dish out high damage when they have the time to build up speed first. This makes the Falcon a pretty poor defender for objective game modes, and means the Falcon can struggle to win fights if its first attack doesn't connect, as follow-up attacks will likely not have the same force built up as
so it has to be like a one-shot kill.
The burst damage potential of this build cannot be ignored, so it earns its spot in high B tier.
I don't know, I think you could ignore it quite easily.
This might seem like an odd inclusion to cap off B tier, but songbirds are a highly efficient build for their size, and do deserve recognition on this tier list. This is a huge group, including finches, starlings, sparrows, wrens, and birds of paradise. And while some are flashier than others, they all have relatively similar stats, with extremely high...
So is he just like including them all in this one category then? In this like one songbird fucking like... I guess class. I guess that's what you call our class, right?
Core stat. Unlike many of the builds lower on the tier list that have difficulty getting themselves airborne quickly, songbirds have extremely low startup on their flight move, allowing them to reposition themselves easily and quickly.
Chill,
this makes their approach very difficult to punish, making songbirds excellent at chipping away at defensive players, and makes them great at stealing loot from slower builds. Their safety in numbers strategy can actually be somewhat intimidating and disorienting too, making it rather difficult.
Wait, are those all songbirds? Are those all of them songbirds? Because I've seen that before. I didn't realize that was all songbirds. I thought it was just normal birds. The fuck is a normal bird? I realize how dumb that sounds.
While they certainly aren't invincible, having one of the lower HP stats among birds, they're an often overlooked but undoubtedly successful bird build.
Oh god. Oh god. Please be F tier. Please be fucking F tier. I hate them. I hate them. I fucking hate swans. I may have had a bad experience with them as a kid, as I'm sure some of you have had too. Fuck swans. They're assholes. All of them.
At the bottom of A tier we have the swan. The Swan is
There's no such thing as a good Swan.
Has the power stat to actually back up its attempts to intimidate.
Bro,
wing attacks that most bird players
undeserved.
use do very little damage and aren't very useful aside from pushing other players around. The Swan's wing attack can break bones and concuss foes. Because of this, Swans are one of the best builds at controlling important points of interest, as their hyper-aggressive playstyle can result in huge territory gains. Of course, they do have the same weaknesses as geese, so targeting the Swan's neck with an attack can defuse it.
Yes, go bro! Go bro! Do it! Freaking swing it around!
But this is a bit riskier of a play against a Swan.
Again, only if it attacks you and only to disorientate it, not actually hurt it. Just to disorientate it so you can get away cleanly. That's what I mean.
Against a Goose. All around, sturdy defender, definitely A tier.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, when there's fucking long necks, if someone grabs hold of your neck and you've got no arms, you just got fucking wingies, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. You are fucked. I'm pretty sure it's illegal in the UK to like touch ones. I'm not entirely sure. It might be like a wives' tale, but like I'm pretty sure it's like illegal in the UK to like, it's either hunt or touch ones, or maybe all of them. It's something like that, because they're like the queen, or I guess the king's animal at the moment.
Next in A tier we have the owl, the Avian faction's premier stealth
assassin. Okay, I like
build.
Owls.
It owes this
Owls
reputation
are cool.
to its special ability, which allows it to fly completely silently. This makes the owl's strikes very difficult to defend against, as players just about never see them coming. While not as stacked in the power department as their daytime counterparts,
I thought that thumbnail, that silhouette was a fucking Pokemon. For like a hot minute, I was like, wait, why are the Pokemon on this? I thought we didn't realize.
owls do have quite solid base stats. While they aren't likely to one-shot high HP targets, they do have enough force behind their attacks to be able to defend themselves and their territory, even from powerful
Yeah, but they're
enemies.
Cool though.
In addition to granting the owl the silent flight perk, the owl's thick, bushy feathers offer additional defense against attacks, enabling it to stand its ground in important objective defense scenarios. Interestingly, the silent flight perk did come at the cost of the waterproof ability that
Okay, look at it. Look at that and tell me it's not cute. Tell me it's not fucking cute. I think it's just the big button eyes that do it that make it look adorable, and it's just small, and I feel sad for it being out in the cold and the wet in the UK. Like, I just want to bring it home and warm it up and feed it like cocoa.
Most bird feathers have, meaning that falling into the water or getting caught in a rainstorm can actually disable the owl's flight ability. A pretty unique weakness, and certainly something that can be played around, but interesting nonetheless.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that they can't fly when they're wet or like in the rain and shit. What? That's especially because we have a lot. At least as far as I'm aware, we have a lot of owls in the UK, but they're fucked. We have rain fucking 80% of the year. Like, bro, when they say pack for an English summer, we mean rain. Okay, for any like non-British people, if anyone tells you packs for an English summer, bring your welly boots, okay? Bring your welly boots and your waterproofs, that's all I'm saying.
In the middle of A tier we have the eagles and hawks. Hawks and eagles follow the same basic strategy, both having tailored their builds to focus on dealing maximum damage with their talons.
He's just riding his fucking head!
Hawks are the smaller variants of the squid, and because of this they are far more agile. While not as...
Did the motherfucker just do a 360? In mid-air? What the fuck? Show off.
Eagles. Their agility enables them to weave through cover better than most birds of
prey.
Oh shit! This makes them well suited for rushing down players both in open terrain and in dense, difficult to navigate terrain like forests.
No, I prefer mammals over avians.
Are much more powerful, but their larger size and wider wingspan prevents them from entering dense forests.
Is that a go?
Still, in open prairies and mountains, eagles can be incredibly effective.
Oh my god!
Dealing absolutely brutal damage with their enormous dagger-like talons. Enough to take down players.
I'm sorry, that's fucked up. That is so fucked up. What the fuck, bro? Chill.
In higher weight classes without even requiring team strategies. These are without a doubt some of the strongest bird builds in the game for PvP.
Okay, I guess so, yeah.
Quite some time.
Pelican!
At the top of A tier.
Also, a pelican is also in Halo, and it is the best, and I mean best dropship design of any sci-fi universe bar none, okay? Miss me with the fucking Halo 4 Pelican, the fat thing. Give me the Halo 3 or Halo 2 Pelican every day. Halo Infinite Pelican was actually pretty good too. Yeah, but Pelicans are like the best dropship in design, bar anything.
Here we have the grappler tank hybrid, the Pelican. The Pelican's main strength is its throat pouch. Grappling enemy players can be a highly effective takedown strategy, but birds struggle with this since they can't use their wings to grab, and since their beaks aren't always the most reliable grappling weapons, sometimes leading to targets escaping. The Pelican's grapple is, in contrast, almost totally inescapable, and works on targets much larger than you might think. While this attack style is most effective against fish, it's quite powerful against other bird, rodent, and amphibian players, although it does have its limitations. This combined with the Pelican's overall bulk makes it one of the most difficult birds to take down in single combat, and enables it to stand its ground against even top tiers like
be careful,
canines.
doggo.
So those of you who follow the channel for a while can probably guess what the top tier birds are going to be.
I'm new here, so
that's
no.
Probably a good indication that you should be subscribed.
I literally just did.
Those of you wishing the devs could
Secretary,
unban the Velociraptor
oh yeah, these things. Okay, no, I like these things. They bully snakes. They bully and kill snakes, so I'm all in favor. We need more of these. We need more of these in the world.
Further than the Secretary bird, as it has basically all the same awesome abilities and more. Hunting on foot and in pairs, they prove time and time again that striking from the sky.
Wait, pairs? They hunt in pairs, like the Legolo from Halo. Oh my god, another Halo reference. Let's go.
Is overrated. They can easily defeat other high-tier builds, such as the Cobra and Mongoose, with their high-damage kicks. Their stomp move has extremely high accuracy, allowing Secretary Bird players to score game-ending headshots with ease, and they do all this without completely sacrificing their flight ability. If they ever find themselves outmatched, which only ever happens against builds in higher weight classes,
fucking
they can still retreat to the sky.
Yeah, run, bro, run!
The fact that this strategy works in Africa, one of the most unforgiving servers of all time, is proof enough to me that this is the optimal raptor. These last two builds are about equally matched, both opting for the same specialization.
I agree with the Secretary Bird. Parrots! Okay, cool.
Unique build with several powerful abilities, not the least of which is their sonic shriek, which can drive away just about any player who invaded their territory, especially when employed by a coordinated team. In addition, due to their prehensile beak, parrots have the highest dexterity of any bird, putting them among the best users of the tool use ability.
Oh my, what the fuck? Is it fucking... What's that? Oh wait, huh? Was it fucking scratching itself with a fucking feather?
Putting them among the best users.
It's using tools. Holy fucking shit! It's too smart. It's too smart. We need to go back. We need to go back.
Ability. And with an extremely high lifespan, if there was any build that could replace humans if humans ever get their intelligence nerfed, I'd bet on the Parrot. I made it.
There's no way. There is no way. I had no idea parrots were this OP. I legit had no idea parrots were this OP. Holy fucking shit.
If you're interested, but when it comes to intelligence, there's one avian build that arguably outclasses them.
There's one better?
Corvids, such as magpies,
Okay, right. I didn't realize they have like a unifier name. I just say fucking crows, bro. Just say crows. Okay, yeah, crows I understand. Crows I know are very intelligent. I'm still shocked about parrots being that clever and being able to use tools, bro.
Also opt for a high intelligence playstyle, but with a far more expansive social aspect to it. While plenty of bird
crows are
use
fucking scary.
Strats, the best corvids operate using a network effect, where knowledge is shared with a huge amount of players over vast distances. This knowledge can include useful points of interest, or even blacklists of dangerous areas.
There is if I had to like say one bird and I had to like pick like the coolest one, I think I'd have to go with crow. Like crows are really fucking like synonymous throughout like literature and media in general. Like it's
players to avoid.
I don't know where I'm going with that. They're just cool and scary.
With significantly higher stealth than parrots, corvids are much better at staying out of conflict.
I wish you'd stop saying corvids. I know it's like the correct term, but it's just so irritating. Just say fucking crows, bro. Everyone knows what you mean when you say crows. When you say corvids, People think you're saying COVID
Pointy
incorrectly.
beaks, while not as useful for tool use, are a much better combat tool for dealing quick damage.
No,
It's
did
also
not go.
more useful for pressuring and poking opponents, or for provoking larger players into battle, so they can reap the benefits of the aftermath.
He wants to get in on the scrap. He wants to get in on the fucking scrap. Let's go, boy.
Making use of human-made items, and quickly figure out ways of abusing the system to score quick loot. All in all, Corvids are basically what you get if you gave monkeys wings. Easily a top-tier build. So there you have it, the complete bird tier list. Or rather, as complete as I thought possible for YouTube. If I didn't do a segment on your favorite bird, please let me know in the comments.
It's okay, bro. I don't have a favorite bird. I really don't. I've done no skin in this race.
Despite being the longest video I've ever made, there were still a few birds that I cut from the video for time's sake, or because I felt I couldn't discuss the bird properly without getting into territory that was potentially too...
For real though, how many of you get nostalgia when you hear this song? All of this music? Like, I'm literally just like rocking out to it in the chair. Like, I have so many RuneScape members. Oh boy.
For YouTube. If you're interested in watching the full director's cut version of this video, it's available to watch on Nebula.
Nope, I'm good, bro. I'm not going to Nebula. Okay, we're gonna call it there. We're gonna end that fucking segment there. Thanks for watching, guys. I guess we're just gonna keep going for the most popular ones for now. Let me know as well. Do you want me to do more TierZoo or go back to casual geographic? Which you want? Also, I'm still waiting for Paz to upload more. I know he recently uploaded something. It's like, what, like 2 free shorts? It's not enough to make a full video out of. We need at least 6. At least 6 shorts before we can go back in. So I'm gonna wait for him to build up his catalog more. But in the meantime, we've got these 2, and I'm sure we can do some others. I know a lot of you are suggesting stuff in the comments. And I wanted to say too, today has been kind of a rough one. So I haven't been able to get to the comments as quickly as I normally do. And then sometimes I'm asleep, obviously, so it's like 6 hours, 7 hours before I reply. I try my best to reply to everybody and to read all your comments. I do read them. Sometimes I might miss 1 or 2, and if I do, I apologize. It's nothing personal. I'm heavily dyslexic, and I'm dumb, and I'm juggling other things. I'm trying to keep on top of the comments. I promise, guys. I promise. Okay, goodbye, guys.